All right, hello everyone. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Len Westman, former principal of Lenape High School North. I entered the world of retirement on August 1st, 2015, and needless to say, I'm enjoying it quite a bit. I was on the beach in Ventnor today. So welcome to our 2017 Lenape High School Athletic Hall of Fame ceremony. A special welcome to our Athletic Hall of Fame class of 2017 inductees, their families and friends who have traveled from near and far to be with us tonight. And with that in mind, each and every one of you, thanks for taking the time out of your busy daily schedules to be here tonight to honor these inductees. I'd also like to take a moment and thank our selection committee for their service in selecting the class of 2017. It's a tedious process because there's so many wonderful people who are eligible to be inducted in our Athletic Hall of Fame. So for those of you who are selected or with us tonight, you should feel truly honored. Throughout the selection process, on behalf of the selection committee, I couldn't have been more impressed with the accomplishments of the individuals we're honoring tonight and we're recognizing here tonight. Their post-secondary education and their athletic endeavors here at Lenape and beyond Lenape and what they've accomplished throughout their lives is just so impressive. Lenape High School has a really proud tradition of athletic and academic excellence, and tonight's inductees represent the very best of the academic and athletic traditions here at Lenape High School. So without any further ado, at this time I'd like to introduce Dr. Carol Birnbaum, the superintendent of the Lenape Regional High School District. Thank you. Enjoy the evening.
Good evening. I'm very honored to be here on such a special night, and congratulations to our Hall of Fame inductees. Before I begin my remarks, I would like to introduce some special people who I brought with me here this evening to help celebrate. From our Board of Education, we have JJ, Mr. John Jeffers, representing Mount Laurel. Proud Lenape fan. From our Central Office Administration staff, Director of Curriculum, Mrs. Heather Zanakis. Representing Medford, but a Lenape grad, Mr. Dave Stowe, Board of Education. And the President of our Board of Education, Mrs. Linda Eckenhoff. And sitting next to her, we have our Assessment and Accountability Coordinator, Dr. Smith. Now, we have a big supportive group here from our board and from our central office administration staff because the athletic program is a really important part of a high school career. We really understand the importance of athletics and how it helps our young students grow physically and mentally, and to be prepared with challenges that they will face beyond the tennis court and the swimming pool and the football field and the softball field and so on and so forth. You mentioned, Mr. Westman mentioned post-secondary success, and one of the things that we stress really important here to our students is 2 graduations, right? And that means that the high school graduation, that is just one thing that you should get. What we expect you to get now is that second graduation, that college degree. And certainly our athletes that are getting inducted tonight, I mean, looking at where they went with Rowan and Ryder and St. John's and George Washington and Duke and Brown, there's a lot of information out there that supports that when you are involved in something like athletics, you're more apt to graduate from college. So that is one of the main reasons why we support athletics here in the Lenape Regional High School District. I'm just going to talk really briefly about 2 things. Lenape athletic events, and then the word tradition, which I heard Mr. Westman mentioned. First of all, if you have not been to a Lenape athletic event in a while, you need to go. It's become a community event. It's incredible, much like tonight, where you've got, parents and spouses and children and aunts and uncles and grandmas and grandpops out there, all wearing red. And our student section is incredible. You guys do a great job supporting our teams out there. Whether we're winning or losing, we are the loudest and proudest fans out there. So I'm really proud of our Lenape athletic events. If you have not been there in a while, please do come back and support our programs. And then the second word is tradition. And we understand that it takes years and years and years to build the tradition that we have here in our Lenape athletic program. One that is always highly regarded as having competitive programs, but secondly, also having great sportsmanship. And I really want to thank the athletes and the coaches for helping create this tradition. You guys have laid the foundation for the excellent tradition that we have here in Lenape High School. The athletes, your work ethic on and off the field, and the swimming court, the swimming pool, and the tennis courts, that really helped instill the deep sense of pride that we enjoy today at Lenape High School. And then the coaches, you teach our athletes much more than the skills on the field. You're teaching how to swim faster or throw someone out at second base, but you're also teaching lifelong skills. And I'm sure that our athletes that are being inducted tonight will mention a lot of those things. And those are the things that we are really proud of. Like working one's hardest. It's a basic skill for life. Challenging to push beyond what you expect or even think that you can do. Actually, through teamwork, problems can get solved. These are lifelong lessons that you coaches have helped instill. And then the lesson on how to win or lose with the same grace. And because of the athletes and the coaches that are being inducted into the Hall of Fame tonight, we are really proud to have one of the most highly respected programs in New Jersey and throughout. So finally, I just, again, like to congratulate all of our inductees and thank you for being a part of building the rich tradition that we have here at Lenape High School. Thank you very much.
Hello, I'm Athletic Director Brian Laddie. We're going to start our induction ceremony now. What we're going to do is we have students who will be formally inducting all of our honorees tonight. So when I call you up, will the inductee please come up? And the student will come up as well to read your biography. So first up, we have Rob L. Gary Jr. and current Lenape track member Kevin Lauer will be reading his biography.
Rob excelled in high school on the football field as well as being a serious state competitor while representing Lenape High School in track and field. Lenape's track and field program is where Rob took off, competing in events such as the 100, 200, 400 meter, and long jump. During his career, he placed 12th in the 400 meter at Nationals Indoor with a time of 49.83 seconds. This was the fourth fastest time as an underclassman. Rob achieved this amazing feat in his junior year at Lenape, when he went on to win his very first outdoor individual Group 4 title in the 400 meter that same year. During his senior year, he became the top quarter miler in New Jersey for both the indoor and outdoor seasons. Rob's indoor highlights included winning the 400 meter Group 4 and all-state titles. He was named the Courier Post Performer of the Year in 1998. He went on to place fourth at the U.S. Indoor Nationals in Boston, flying through the finish line with an astonishingly quick time of 48.89 seconds. And in 1998, it was the eighth best time in state history. Also, during this year, Rob placed second on the Burlington County's list of all-time bests. One of Rob's favorite accomplishments was winning the 4x400 at the Melrose Games. After winning the Melrose Games, the spring season led to Rob carrying the South Jersey banner. He was undefeated in dual meets in the 100, 200, and 400 meter races. He was also undefeated in many major meets around the state in both the 200 and 400 meter races. Rob has many times ranked in the top 10 in Burlington County history and New Jersey state history. Rob Gary achieved the humbling childhood dream of being named an All-American in 1998 and 2000. He was inducted into the South Jersey Track and Field Hall of Fame in 2017. Rob attended St. John's University in New York on a track and field scholarship. Thank you. Congratulations. There you go, sir.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Yes, thank you.
It was an honor.
Next up, we have Sharon Laddie, who will be introduced by senior basketball player Kendall Keys.
Sharon was a three-sport athlete for the Lenape Indians.
earning 8 varsity letters in 3 years at Lenape. She was an all-conference, all-county, and all-South Jersey selection in softball. During her high school career, Sharon earned all-conference, all-county, and all-South Jersey honors, in addition to being selected as the Burlington County Player of the Year. She was the leading scorer for males or females in Lenape history for close to 20 years. Sharon went on to play basketball and softball for the Rowan Profs, where she was selected to the All-Region team and was the Al Carino Club College Player of the Year. Sharon Laddie has worked as a health and physical education teacher in the Camden City Public Schools and was selected as Teacher of the Year for her school twice.
I promise I won't take long. Very honored to be here tonight. I have so many fond memories of my time here at Lenape. Some of these basketball competitions with this school down the road, I think they wore blue. Not really sure who they were though. Some great Lenape Cherokee softball battles. We were always competing for number 1, number 2 in South Jersey. And just a couple quick thank yous to the late Mr. Constantinos and Mr. Driscoll, who were our administrators, but weren't really like administrators. They were like grandfathers to us, would always call us down after a tough loss or call us down and congratulate us after a big win. Thank you to the board members who are here tonight, Dr. Birnbaum, Mr. Catani, Brian, and a big thank you to all my teammates and coaches who pushed me to be better every day, especially Mr. Schultz, Mr. Cover. I think of them a lot in my professional life now, and how they were always so calm, never got upset, never argued with an official, just good, cool cats. And then the last thank you is to my family. Some of them are here tonight. During my high school career, I had a sister in Westchester and a sister in West Virginia, so they couldn't always be here, but they would always make a phone call after those big games. And my brothers who did attend were able to attend a lot of the games. My mom, who is no longer with us, she didn't always understand what was going on the field or the basketball court, but she was always there to have my pregame meal for me or cook or host the team dinners. So Mom, I do miss you. This goes for you tonight. And of course to my number 1 fan, my dad. My dad sacrificed so much through the years, driving me to Trenton and North Jersey 2-3 times a week for practice and giving up almost every weekend in the spring and summer to go on the road with us with our tournaments for softball and basketball, and has been there through everything. So thank you very much, Dad. And thank you to everybody.
Next up, we have inductee Shannon Lynch, whose biography will be read by Lenape swimmer Mary Kate Reich.
Shannon excelled in Lenape's swim program, earning many honors and recognition. She was a 2-time NJS IAA state champion in the 100 butterfly and was a first all-team, all-state, all-South Jersey, all-conference, and all-county selection for 4 consecutive years. She set numerous school, conference, and sectional records in multiple events and was recognized as the New Jersey Athlete of the Month in 1998. Shannon was honored by the New Jersey Senate and State Assembly through joint legislative resolution passed in 1999 and was the Lenape Class of 1999's most outstanding female athlete. Shannon continued to swim for George Washington University and earned her Bachelor of Science in Systems Engineering in 2003.
So I wasn't going to say anything, but I decided I better since I followed in the footsteps of Sharon. So I just want to say thank you to everybody. I see a lot of familiar faces here tonight. I didn't expect to do that. I didn't even know if I'd recognize anybody. I haven't stepped foot in the school, believe it or not, since I graduated. So it's nice to be back and see everybody and have so much support. This is quite an honor, and I feel really special to be around everybody. I want to thank all my family for everything they went through. in hindsight, as I've gotten older, I recognize just how much they sacrificed for me to accomplish what I did. And without them, I wouldn't be here. And all my teachers, too. I mean, with the amount of swimming that I went through and the classes that I missed, without their support and everything that they did to make it possible, I wouldn't be here today. So thanks, everybody. It's nice to be back.
Next up, I'd like to bring up inductee Dave Miller Jr., and his biography will be read by current Lenape wrestler Brian Boyle.
David Miller Jr. graduated from Lenape High School in 2001. During his high school wrestling career, he received many notable achievements. Dave was a 3-time district champion, a 3-time Region 7 champion, a 2-time third-place New Jersey State place winner, and a 2-time New Jersey State champion. In 2000, Dave received the Most Outstanding Wrestler Award at the New Jersey High School State Championships. He still holds the record for the most wrestling wins in Lenape school history. Dave went on to finish 4 years of wrestling at the Division I level and became a 2-time NCAA qualifier. He graduated from Rider University with a Bachelor of Science degree in Business Administration. Dave continues to coach wrestling and develop athletes at Wrecking Crew Wrestling Club and CrossFit Medford.
All right, I'll say something real quick. I just wanted to thank Brian Laddie, Len Westman, and the Athletic Hall of Fame Committee for selecting me and others to be inducted in the 2017 Hall of Fame. I see Coach Menudo's here. Had a big influence in my life. Helped coach me through 4 years of my time here at Lenape High School. I wanted to say thanks to Coach Swain as well, who is not here, but also put in a bunch of time. Matty J, Matt Johnson, one of my very close friends growing up. I'm sure he's here to support his father, Bud Johnson, but I haven't seen the guy in years, so that's fantastic. My time here at Lenape helped develop me into the person I became, person I become as I entered college. My time at college obviously helped develop me into what I became today, which is hopefully a good example, a good father, and hopefully a good wrestling coach. Boyle. So Brian has wrestled for me in the past. I think he still wrestles, so he should probably come back to Wrecking Crew. Yes. Just want to say one more thing. As I sent my family an email. Just took a picture of Laddie's email. Sent it to my parents. Next thing I knew, my dad posted the picture on Facebook of the email. So sorry, Laddie, for getting that out to the public. Not that there was nothing wrong with it, but my dad's more of a liker and a sharer rather than a poster. So I think I did a pretty good job of helping him get the most likes in the history of his Facebook career. So wanted to thank my parents for the time that they spent putting in for all the years that it took me everywhere. My sisters, and lastly, my wife, who kind of allows me to continue to coach wrestling and help the future generation of wrestlers. So with that, thank you guys, and I appreciate it.
Next up, I'd like to welcome inductee Todd Myers, and his biography will be read by current Lenape tennis player Jack Lavin.
Todd excelled on the tennis and basketball courts as a student athlete at Lenape, serving as the captain of both teams his senior year. Todd led the basketball team in scoring his senior year and played first singles in tennis all 4 years, finishing his career with 104 wins. At that time, this total number of wins was the record at first singles in school history. He earned many All-Conference, All-County, and All-South Jersey First Team and Player of the Year awards, and was selected to the first team All-State tennis team as a senior. In his senior year, he was a singles finalist in the New Jersey State High School Tennis Tournament, and the Lenape team finished the year with a ranking of 6th in the state and the highest at that time. Following his graduation from Lenape, Todd was selected to the All-State Decade Tennis Team for the 1990s. Todd continued his tennis career at Brown University, competing in varsity singles and doubles, and earning his Bachelor of Arts degree in economics in 1998. Todd has worked in New York since graduating from Brown and is currently a partner at the Blackstone Group, serving as the Chief Operating Officer of one of its business units.
Congratulations. Thank you. No problem. Daddy, I can do it. That doesn't bring a smile to your face. I don't know what will. Well, thank you very much. It's great to be back. I will be brief as well. I have so many fond memories of Lenape. I, like others here, haven't been back in a very long time. Walking the halls, I wasn't sure where I was, to be honest, and I'm sure others feel the same way. I want to just say a couple thank yous, and since there are some very special people here in the audience. I see two of my all-time favorite coaches, Coach Walsh in the back, my basketball coach, who dealt with some of my immaturity at times. And thank you for patience with me. I think you know what I mean, but we had some great times in the basketball court. A really special thanks to my tennis coach, Mr. Roger Carney, who sits right here, and also a Hall of Fame inductee himself. Just a man of tremendous character and integrity and honor, and anybody who knows Mr. Carney would echo those same sentiments. He and I had 4 wonderful years together, and we still share a lot of communication and correspondence with each other each holiday season. It's great to see him again. It's been 20 years in the making, so thank you for everything you did for me. My kids, Jacob and Lexi, there, 9 and 6, with my wife right by their side, who I didn't know at Lenape, but we met just a few years after at Brown, and it's Megan, my wife, has been with me for half my life. So I want to thank all of them, and last but not least, and I know he's going to shed a tear, so I'm going to look at him while I'm doing it. I want to say thanks to my dad, who has endured in his life so much of the journey over my athletic career, putting my life ahead of his in so many ways, and to this day, still just the absolute shining example of what a father is, and I hope I can be what he was to me to my kids, what you were to me. So thanks for everything. Thank you all.
Okay, our next inductee was unable to be here tonight as he's relocated to Arizona, but we wanted to make sure he was recognized tonight. So I'd like to bring up Lenape baseball player Mike Isaiah to speak about Scott Schoenweiss.
All right. Scott was a two-sport athlete while at Lenape, representing the Indians in both basketball and baseball. It was on the baseball diamond where Scott earned the most recognition as a pitcher. He was an All-League, All-South Jersey, and All-State selection. He was also selected to represent the area in the Carpenter Cup. Scott went on to study history and play baseball for Duke University, working his way to team MVP and All-American status twice. As a member of the United States Olympics team, Scott was drafted by the California Angels in the 3rd round of the Major League Baseball draft and went on to a 15-year career in the MLB, including helping Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim win the 2002 World Series. Thank you.
I'd now like to welcome John Schultz as one of our coach inductees. His biography will be read by current Lenape softball player Jules Baker.
John Schultz was born, raised, and educated in Camden, New Jersey. He graduated from St. Joe's High School in 1960 and Rutgers Camden in 1965. He began teaching English at Lenape High School in 1965 and coaching varsity softball in 1976. His team won 7 individual titles, 3 South Jersey Group 4 championships, and the New Jersey Group 4 state championships in 1981. John was elected as Coach of the Year in 1989 and 2004 by the South Jersey Softball Coaches Association. His team won 416 games during its tenure. John also served Lenape as the girls' varsity club advisor, bowling coach, freshman girls basketball coach, class advisor, and school bus dispatcher. After teaching English for 39 years and coaching softball for 29 years, John retired in 2004. He continues to serve the Lenape district as a substitute teacher.
First of all, I'd like to thank Roger Carney for nominating me. I'd like to thank the selection committee for selecting me. I'd like to thank my family, my wife Marge, my 2 daughters, Michelle and Terry, my son Chris, my son-in-law Jimmy, and my 3 grandsons, Nate, Ryan, and Danny. They're all here tonight supporting me. I'd also like to thank the students, all the students, those in the past and those that are in the future, that are using their time and talents in the high school to play varsity, well, not only varsity sports, but all sports. I think it's important. I also like to thank their parents and their grandparents who show up at the games and take them to practices, because that's so important. It was my privilege and honor to teach at Lenape and to coach at Lenape. And I want to thank you all for this great honor. Also, congratulations to the rest of the inductees. Thank you.
Our final inductee for this evening is former athletic director John Buddy Johnson. His biography will be read by current Lenape swimmer Jacob Haynes.
Okay, so before I begin, I feel as though I would be remiss if I did not mention that my own father, Randall Haynes, swam for and lifeguarded under Mr. Johnson for his 4 years at Lenape High School. It's truly wondrous to see this come full circle. Bud Johnson grew up in Wildwood Crest, New Jersey, and graduated from Wildwood High School in 1966. He earned his Bachelor of Arts degree in mathematics with a minor in health and physical education from Trenton State College in 1970. While teaching and coaching at Lenape High School, Bud went on to obtain his Master of Arts degree in supervision and educational administration from Glassboro State College. Bud joined the Lenape teaching staff in the fall of 1971 as a math teacher and assistant football coach. In 1975, Bud also assisted the boys' swim team and later on was appointed to head coach. During this time, the boys' swim team went on to win 4 consecutive Burlington County Scholastic League championships. Bud was selected as Lenape's first assistant athletic director in 1992. He helped to develop the boys lacrosse and girls volleyball programs in the Lenape district and also helped to start the Lenape Regional School District Hall of Fame. Bud was promoted to Assistant Principal Director of Athletics and Student Activities in 2003. As Lenape's athletic director, Bud served the Olympic Conference as chairman of the football, boys basketball, and scholar athlete committees. He also served on the Olympic Conference scheduling and boys lacrosse committees. Bud was chosen as the Olympic Conference Athletic Director of the Year in 2007 and 2008. He retired on June 30th, 2008, after 37 years in the Lenape Regional School District at Lenape High School, serving as a teacher, coach, assistant athletic director, assistant principal, and athletic director.
Bring it down a little bit. First of all, I'd like to apologize for being late. My family was here before me. My friends were here before me. And I kept telling Lenny, I'm on my way, Len. but I'll get there. I want to also congratulate all the inductees this evening. I'm very familiar with the history of the Lenape athletic programs, and to get an honor like this is very, very special. I want to thank Len Westman, the chairman of the committee, and also the committee members for nominating me and also making me one of their selections. I'd also like to thank the Lenape Regional School District, Dr. Birnbaum, who I see over here. Many of you do not know that Dr. Birnbaum was my student teacher at Lenape High School. So I guess I did okay, huh? I'd also like to thank Mr. Catani, principal of Lenape High School, and Mr. Laddie, athletic director at Lenape High School. Lenape High School, to me, is just an extension of my immediate family. I felt that way from day one. I only knew one person at Lenape High School when I showed up for my interview, and that was Barry Kroll. And that's because Barry went to school here. But I got to meet Kiki, I got to meet Dick Driscoll, I got to meet Alma Brink all in one day. And in those days, Driscoll didn't let you leave the building until you said yes to the job. So it was like there was no second and third interviews in those days. If he liked you, he offered you a job, and it was like take it or leave it, because if you don't take it, I'm taking the next guy up. And I said, well, I'm going to take it, and never regretted that decision. And for the next 37 years, Lenape was my home. I walked these halls, athletic fields, taught, coached, met my wife that first couple months that we were here, that I was here, rather. And my kids went to school here, and we just had a wonderful life. And when you retire, like I did in 2008, you're kind of, it's a tough decision. You make the decision, and you decide to retire, even though you love what you're doing. And that first year is pretty tough, because you miss the action, you miss the work. But that goes away after a while. It doesn't take too long. And by the second year, you forget all about that stuff. And the only thing you really remember are the people. And that's what makes Lenape Lenape. And that's something that you never forget. You never forget your people. And I'm looking around this room right now, and I see all the people that have made a difference in my life. And I just hope that I was here, that I made a difference in some of our student athletes' lives. Because I was taught from day one, and I don't want to get into thanking everybody. I hope you don't get upset by that. But I know I'm going to miss somebody if I start thanking everybody, because the people know that they're the reason that I'm here, and they know who they are. And I'll always be thankful to them forever. But this is a special moment for me. I have my family here. I think I have my 4 grandchildren here. I have my daughter, my son, my wife, all their husbands and wives. My wife's telling me it's time to get off. All right. All right. She's still doing it. She's still doing it. Get the hook out. Brian, I know he's only supposed to talk for 3 minutes. I'm sorry. But it feels so good to be home and to see all the faces and the people that really make this a special, special district and a special place. And it will always have that place in my heart. So thank you so much for having me.
Good evening. I'm Tony Catani, proud principal of Lenape High School, and it's my task to give the closing remarks, okay? One of the things I wanted to say first is welcome back. I can hear all the, starting to reminisce and talk about some things that, when you remember when you were here. Sharon, I love that you don't call them by name, that you call them the Blue School, right? We don't call the other schools by their names here at Lenape High School. The students know that, right? We call them the blue, the orange, and the green. Occasionally in respectful situations, we will call them by name if we have to, right, Dr. Birnbaum? But usually we call them by the colors of their schools, right, because of the round of respect that we have. But needless to say, I love that you still have that. And Rob, I mean, you standing up here right now, there's a football game going on out there, the track out there, and you could probably still start looking at you. You just one run sweep, we'll toss for you, right? We got a pretty good tailback average, about 8 yards per carry, but I think you can get them, all right? But needless to say, it's really cool to see all of these stories come to life for me. I've been here 11 years, 19 years in the district, and sitting here with Tim Walsh and Barry and Buddy and Laddie and John Townsend and all these different people that come through the walks, and JJ and everybody comes through, and Dave Stowe that talks about all the different things that have happened here at Lenape before I was here. You need to know this. We live in a capsule here at Lenape High School, right? You guys moved on and left Lenape High School and did all these different things. We're here every single day for the next 20, 30 years, whatever they're keeping me for, and we talk about the stories of things that you've done during your time while you were here at Lenape. Like, we still have every single yearbook that we've ever, created here at Lenape High School, and we go back through, and when Buddy was here my first year, he would tell me and sit with long stories in his office and my office about, I'm telling you, we had this kid one time, he rushed for 222 yards, then Tim Walsh talking about his basketball stories. All these different things that are talked about. You have to know you're the lead in the story, right? You're the lead in the story. We've had approximately 25, 30,000 kids graduate from Lenape High School since 1958, and we have 20 people in the Hall of Fame, right? Coaches or student athletes. You're the lead in the story that we talk about here for the past 50 years, for the next 50 years, right? So it's a special, special group that you're in. The other cool part for me is that we bring our students here to do the presentations because we want them to continue the story and to say, I met Dave Miller, I met Coach Schultz, I met Buddy Johnson, I spoke on behalf of their banquet. And what we want them to do is, we have a college hall in our hall here at Lenape High School, and hopefully you get down there. We have about 250 college pennants that hang there, so we inspire students to shoot for the second diploma in college, and to go on beyond Lenape High School. So a freshman sees somebody and says, we had a kid go to Columbia last year from Lenape High School. It's the same thing for here now. Wow, we have people doing great things in New York City or whatever you may be doing, right? We want the kids to see that because you're the role models we want for our kids. So it's important to have events like this. We recognize individuals that had a lot of success here at Lenape High School and beyond, because it keeps the rich tradition here at Lenape High School going and going and going. So it's an important night in a variety of levels to get families together, people back at Lenape High School, to retell the stories of what you did while you were here and how successful you were and who helped you get along that way. Because sometimes, right, when we have students, you don't understand the impact of a coach that's staying after school with you until 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock at night, or contacting you in the off season and say, hey, do you want to work out? Do you need to do something of that nature to help you get along, or help you along in the academic classroom, right? These are the things that you remember, those talks, those conversations, those hours, that dedication from mom, dad, grandma, aunt, uncle, what have you. Those are the moments. That's what makes this so special. So I'm really proud, as I introduced, I'm the proud principal because we have people like you in situations like this that we can celebrate. So I just want to thank you for all your efforts and making the effort to come back and share this moment with us, because we're going to keep telling your story whether you like it or not. All right? So with that being said, we're gonna take some pictures up here of all the honorees. We're gonna take some pictures up here, but with 4 minutes remaining in the half of the football game, Rob, don't try to get out there. We're not covered. But we're gonna, at 4 minutes remaining left in the half, we're gonna have you please come to the home concession stand, okay? And then we're gonna, introduce you at halftime of the football game. Football team is 6-1 on the verge of going to the playoffs next week. Really good program going on right now. We have Mount Laurel night. We have a lot of people hopefully to be out there against Notre Dame High School, hopefully with some success as well, and playoffs going up next week. So a lot of students should be there as well, so we're looking for a night, so we'll recognize you at halftime, okay? We also have cake. Mr. Westman's guarding the cake. If you know Mr. Westman, you know why, all right? So without further ado, thank you so much. Thanks for coming, and we really appreciate you sharing your story with us. Lenape Pride.